From the Northway Bank Online Newsroom, I'm Gare McKenzie. This local and regional news update is brought to you by Northway Bank. Want a Northway Bank teller to keep in your pocket? There's an app for that. Now available for iPhone and Android. Download yours today. Northway Bank with 17 locations throughout New Hampshire. The people you know, the bank you trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We all remember Greg as just someone who was just a genuinely fine person, very caring, very friendly, always wanted to stop and talk and tell great stories. There are many, many friends mourning his loss.
That's Steve Cody, president of Chalmers Insurance Group, New Hampshire, who, like many others in the Valley, is remembering his longtime friend and Freiburg Academy classmate, Maine Game Warden Major Greg Sanborn, who died Tuesday of a rare form of cancer at the age of 47. Sanborn, a 23-year veteran and the second highest ranking officer in the Maine Warden Service, graduated from Freiburg Academy in 1984. Cody, who played on several sports teams with Sanborn, says everyone knew he would become a game warden. He relates this incident as the Academy basketball team was preparing for the Western Maine State Finals in 1984. Sanborn was one of the team's captains.
Our coach was very adamant that you were always on time, and if you weren't on time, you were going to run. And we're all there and we're all practicing, and 5 minutes goes by, no Greg. 10 minutes go by, no Greg. 20 minutes into the practice, Greg busts through the side door in full camouflage, bullet belts, face painting, and the coach blows the whistle and says, "Sanborn, you're 20 minutes late." And Greg turned around and without even hesitation, he said, "I shot a deer and I tracked it and I couldn't find it. Is that okay with you?" And he storms off into the locker room, and the coach turns around and he goes, "Well, that was a very captivating story, but we're still going to run." As soon as Greg came out on the floor, we spent the rest of practice running on his behalf. That just goes to show you his love of the outdoors and his dedication to basketball, because I don't think there was a person on that team that would have ever showed up at that practice being 20 minutes late.
It was at the Academy last spring that hundreds of supporters turned out to raise money for Sanborn and be tested to find a suitable donor match for him. In a letter of thanks after the Be the Match event, Sanborn said nearly 200 potential donors had been tested at the Academy, and similar drives in Maine and New Hampshire had identified more than 700 potential donors for a worldwide registry. A match was found for Sanborn, an unidentified 26-year-old man, and Sanborn said finding it cleared one of the biggest hurdles for him to be cured. He entered a Boston hospital for a week last summer for a stem cell transplant, and then expected to take about a year to allow his immune system to recover. Governor Paul LePage announced his untimely passing Tuesday night and paid tribute to him as he began his State of the State speech in Augusta. Visiting hours will start late tomorrow afternoon at the Maine Criminal Justice Academy in Vassalboro. The funeral will follow there Saturday morning. The Friends of Greg Sanborn have arranged for bus transportation from Freiburg to the funeral. For more information about it, call 207-935-2974. A public celebration of Sanborn's life will be held Sunday afternoon at 2 at Freiburg Academy's Laura Hill Eastman Performing Arts Center. In lieu of flowers, the Academy welcomes memorial donations to establish a gift or scholarship in Sanborn's name. The New Hampshire Fish and Game Department says some lakes and ponds that traditionally have been safe for ice fishing and other outdoor recreation are not safe this year. Officials urge people to use extreme caution and check the ice thickness before going out onto any frozen body of water. The New Hampshire House has voted overwhelmingly against raising the beer tax a dime to 40 cents per gallon. The House voted 308 to 35 yesterday to kill the bill. The 30-cent tax is paid at the wholesale level. In sports, Vermont jumped on New Hampshire early en route to a 63-48 win over the Wildcats last night in Burlington. Line mates Tyler Seguin and David Krejci scored in the opening 2 minutes of the third period, lifting the Boston Bruins to a 2-1 win over the Montreal Canadiens last night. And the Celtics won their fifth straight game by beating the Toronto Raptors 99-95 last night. In the weather today, partly sunny, colder with highs 10 to 18, light winds. Cloudy tonight, a chance of snow after midnight, lows 5 below to 1 above zero. And snow on Friday, accumulation of 3 to 5 inches, highs 13 to 19. A winter storm watch in effect from Friday afternoon through Saturday morning. From the Northway Bank Online Newsroom, I'm Gare McKenzie.